Wow, chapter 4 is here already. And if you have been working a chapter a week or doing a chapter a week, and this is the 4th chapter, that means that it's the 4th week. That really took brains to figure that out, didn't it? But anyway, we're in the 4th week. We are 25% of the way through this course. Really looks great. And our next video now, after this video, we will be getting into and studying the disorders, starting with anxiety. Yes. Aren't you anxiously waiting to start studying on anxiety? Okay. Well, this is chapter 4. Chapter 4 is based on statistics. I have taught statistics. I enjoy statistics. If you have taken a statistic course before, this is going to be very elementary. If you have not taken a statistic course before, hopefully you will understand kind of what we are talking about. And we have 10 terms here. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to visit with you about the 10 terms. And then in assignments, you will have these 10 terms to briefly explain each one of the 10. And I must say that I really hope that we're getting all the work done and having a smile on our face while we're doing it. Oh, that's optional. Smile is optional. First of all, get the work done and then you can smile. All right, well, we want to be able to read the literature. There was a study that was completed down in Texas, and they extrapolated, from this study, they extrapolated their findings to children, all children in the United States. Now, if we take the geographical region, we take the culture into consideration, and this makes it kind of difficult to take these children and extrapolate the findings clear across the United States, particularly when they completed the research with 26 Texas youth. Just 26. And so they were taking the findings from that. And they were saying, hey, this is representative of all of the youth all over the United States. Well, we'll question that. And that's what's important about statistics, is to be able to read statistics and understand if it's a valid study, if it's a reliable study. And so what we're going to do is go down through these terms. We're not going to get into anything really fancy stuff, but let's go through the terms. And then when you go to assignments, maybe it will help you better relate to what the terms mean. All right, let's take validity. Validity. That means that whatever we are testing, our instrument, our assessment, is designed to test what we are testing. If we are testing math, we want the test on math. If we are testing reading, we want the test on reading. Now, reliability. Reliability. This is kind of an interesting term because the test can be very reliable, but not really testing what it is really meant to test. An example of that, let's say that we have an individual coming to work. We're the boss. We're the boss. One of our employees coming to work. They're just as reliable as can be. Walks in that door a few minutes before 8, by 8, ready to go. Very reliable. But during the day, this individual never does what he's supposed to do. So this is an example of reliable. Very reliable. This individual was very reliable, but not valid because the individual did not do what he was supposed to. All right, a hypothesis. Hypothesis is developed from theories. We have this idea and we have that idea, and we get a bunch of ideas together and we put them in a hypothesis because we can test a hypothesis. And that's why they're put together, to see whether or not there is a statistical significant aspect of the material and the values that we have placed into this particular design and particular study. Longitudinal. Longitudinal merely means that we'll say if we started studying third graders this year, next year we would study them as fourth graders, and then we would study them as fifth graders and sixth graders and so forth. It's long. Cross-sectional, maybe we would start studying, and we can have a longitudinal aspect to this too. Maybe we would start studying in the same year third, fourth, and fifth graders, and maybe next year third, fourth, and fifth graders. So we would have a longitudinal and cross-sectional aspect to our study. Does that make sense? I hope so. The dependent and independent variable. Okay, let's say that we are the researcher. And what we want to do, we want to research how much ice cream can be eaten in 60 seconds by individuals who are in the 7th grade. We have set the parameters of that study. So that would go on the independent variable, and that would be the bottom line. Now, we can control that. Instead of 7th graders, we could put in 8th graders, 9th graders. We could put in adults. We could put in individuals that are 90 years old. We can do whatever we want to. Then we could change the time element. We could change the type of food that we want them to eat. That is the independent variable. The researcher controls that. But going back to the ice cream and how much ice cream can be eaten by 7th graders in a certain period of time, that would be the dependent variable because we can't control how much ice cream these individuals eat. So that would be the dependent. What we can control, what we can set up is the independent, and then what is measured is the dependent. Oh man, this just gets better all the time. Maybe we'll make a stat class out of this. What do you think? Okay, then we have correlation. Correlation is an interesting concept because correlation does not implicate cause. Correlation does not mean cause. I make the statement that ice cream causes crime. Okay, I could do a correlational study on that. Ice cream is eaten when? More ice cream is eaten at what time of the year? During the summer. Traditionally, crime rates climb during the summer. Not always, but yeah, let's just play along with it. Humor me a little bit. So, we have the consumption of ice cream going up, and we have the crime rate going up. So then ice cream must cause crime. It's a correlation. There's a relationship between the two numbers, but cause is not established. Random. If we say we were going to pick the individuals coming into the classroom, and let's say for the study, and let's say the classroom, there's 50 individuals in this classroom, and what we are going to do is, regardless of how they come in, because we don't know for sure how individuals are going to be arriving in the classroom, so we're going to do a random selection, and we'll select the first 10 that come into the classroom. Is that random? No, it's not random, because random means that everyone would have had an opportunity to be included in the study, even though they weren't. They had the opportunity to be included in the study. And when we decided to pick 10, and when we decided to pick the first 10, that would have excluded the other 40 individuals. So random means everyone has an opportunity to be selected. Research design. Research design in statistics is just like we're going to bake a cake, chocolate cake, a white cake, a banana cake. We use a little different recipe. Or if we're going to bake a pie, we use a little bit different recipe than if we're trying to fix a pizza. And that's basically what a research design is. It's one that will yield us the result that we want and best fit the process, the statistical process that we are going through. Folks, this is chapter 4. You've heard a little bit about statistics, and you have these terms, under terms here. You have those listed in assignments. Briefly describe each one, and we'll be looking at chapter 5, and we'll be talking about anxiety. Yes, okay. You have a good day, and we'll be seeing you at chapter 5 and anxiety.